And like that, we are back. Yes, I went away. I've been away for a long, long time now. I was away for, what, an hour and a bit. I got some food. I enjoyed some food. And then I came back here to finish off. Well, not finish off, but to get another chunk of these transcriptions done. So, yeah, let me post about this. Back again. We'll take a look at what we've done. We'll have some fun. We'll transcribe some. I think we're getting close to doing Biréli solo, which will be cool. Yeah. So I'll give you guys a chance to get involved in those comments, say hello, let me know who's online, etc., etc. Right. Comments. Oh, right. Fun times. Fun times. Cool. I'm just going to get this posted. Let me get this posted up on my transcriptions page because that'll be fun. That would make sense, seeing as we are doing a transcription stream. This is a transcription stream. Time-wise, this might hit the Americans a little bit more. So if you are watching from America, let me know where. Say hello. Live again. That would make sense, wouldn't it? Oh, yeah. And that'd be good. So, I'm just seeing where else I can get this shared. I think the sound should be okay. Sound should be okay. Headphones, yep, not coming out my speakers. It's all good. That's what we want. Right. So, that's a bit of a shout. No need for the shout. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am Levi Clay, and I'm here back again to do I need to really trim this. This is getting ridiculous, and who knows how long I'm going to be in quarantine for, so who knows how long it will get. It's way too long as is. I am Levi Clay, and I am here to do a live transcription stream. This is part 2 of Biréli, Lagrène, and Joshua Stefan playing Made in France, which is one of Biréli's compositions. This is performed on Joshua Stefan's YouTube channel, his Gypsy Jazz Guitar Academy YouTube channel. There is a link in the description. It is worth checking out. Let me locate this up. So, just to give you a rundown, let me pull it up. This is where we left off. We got how much did we get done? We're on to page 4. Leave a marker in here. About section marker. Right, so just give you a rundown of what we've done thus far. We have got this, so we did this. Hello, Russell. How's it going, mate? I love Biréli's chord playing there. It's very nice. So this is where we're up to. We're going to get this melody transcribed. Kind of 7 flat 9 melody. And then into Biréli solo. We'll get Biréli solo transcribed this evening, no problem. That shouldn't be a problem. Wonderful playing. Very good. Into that 7 flat 9 melody. then Stefan has a solo. So you get the idea. So yeah, let's have a look. So how's the social distancing going? Yeah, we are in day 3, I think. Well, I guess moving into day 4 of isolation here, which is fun. So I'll be doing a lot more live streams. You know, entertaining, here to entertain the nation, here to have some fun, here to teach you some stuff, make you laugh, make you smile, and help you use your time more efficiently. Of course, the goal of these streams is always to help you improve your ability to transcribe. That's what I want here. I want you to understand transcription. I want you to have a better ear. I want you to be able to go out and learn the things that you want to be able to learn. I have done that myself by learning how to transcribe. I can learn anything that I want to learn thanks to my transcription skills. I was not born with these. I have developed these skills over a period of time. I feel like Liam Neeson now. Over a long career, I've developed these skills, and these skills make me a nightmare for people like you. Actually, they don't. They make me a dream for people like you. I want you to learn these skills. So when you are watching this stream, if you learn something, if you enjoy it, if you think someone else might enjoy it, please do share. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that stuff. But sharing is caring, as they say. It's harder and harder to reach new people in this day and age. You would think that it would be easier and easier, but no, it is actually harder and harder because people are less inclined to share videos these days. We just take everything for granted. Oh yeah, everybody knows about that guy. Well, guess what? I don't have that many subscribers. Not everybody knows about me, and I would appreciate your help in more people finding out about me. Big help. Right, I also want to say a big thank you to supporters over on Patreon. Yeah, you know, social distancing, isolation, most of my income has disappeared. So the fact that I've got something coming in on Patreon is a huge help because we still have bills to pay. So thank you very much for your kindness and support with an extra big Spanx. That works. Special thanks. A Spanx. An extra big Spanx to Chris Motes, who is currently one of my top tier patrons. He is at the top tier sponsor level. So Chris Motes, thank you very much for your support, mate. Again, cannot put into words how much your support means. It's really helpful right now. Really helpful. If that doesn't appeal, you can also head on over to Amazon, have a look for Levi Clay. You will find one of my books. I have a lot of them. Check one out. Purchase one if you have some time or some spare money, and learn something new. Learn something new today. Right. Let's see who's online. I've never been able to play that in this current life. Saw Biréli live various times. Watching from the big island of Hawaii. I've never been to Hawaii. I would love, obviously. I think it's one of those places that everybody would love to go. Maybe one day, man. I went to see Biréli play live a few months ago. It was amazing. Awesome. Well, right, let's take a look at what I've actually got transcribed. Now, as always, you know, if you would like to learn this transcription, I will be posting this up on my Patreon page for my supporters at the transcription tier level. So far, I have transcribed Stefan's rhythm guitar part there, and then the main melody to the tune, and I have just transcribed the melody that Biréli plays in the intro. If we listen to both of them together, they sound like this. Let's put a count in on it. It's in 6/8, so 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. This is where we go into that 7 flat 9 part. So let's take a look at that. Where was that in the transcript? That would be section. Right. Where are we? Somewhere around here. There we go. Da 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 bo ba 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 bo. Yeah, B7. Ba 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 ba. B7. Ba 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 ba. Flat 9. Oh, that's cool. It's like like double harmonic. Thanks very much for tuning in, Kirk. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Major 7 in there. Just hearing these melodies, ba 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 ba, da da ba 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 ba, da 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 da. Hear it? Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 da da ba da da. And da ba 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 ba. And then you got that triplet again. Da da da. That's really cool. You think it's a sign that someone needs to train their ear more when they forget how to play a song or lick that they played in the past and struggle to figure out what they played? Yeah, not necessarily the need to train the ear, but it's certainly like a lack of, how would you put it? It's like connection between the ears and the fingers. You know what I mean? Like, I can totally understand why you've read books in your life, I would imagine. But at the same time, I'm sure you can't remember. Let's say Harper Lee's To Kill a Mockingbird. I'm sure you can't remember. You couldn't recite the first chapter, right? You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of detail involved in that, and I think it can be the same with music. I think it depends how you're chunking that information. You know, how you're remembering that information. When I look at this, I could look at this as ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Sorry, my sight singing disappeared there. My ability to sing has also disappeared. I could remember it as that, but then you've got what, 12 notes per bar, so 48 notes to remember total for this melody. You're trying to remember this as being 48 notes. Or remember it as being a phrase using a particular scale, and the contour of that line is much easier. 2 seconds. Oh, that stuff is fucking nasty. Ugh. Ugh. How do people drink that? Horrible stuff. Alright, so there's my melody, and then hopefully he just repeats that. So like. It's almost the same. Connor, what day are we on? Aren't you coming home tomorrow, or would that be today for you? Play more and practice less. Da da ba 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 ba. Right, let's see what goes on here. Simeon the Messiah, bless y'all. How's it going? A blessing from the Messiah, no less. What I might do here is is just put yeah. I'm just putting the basic chord in, so A minor 7. Australian dollar's always worth less than Monopoly money. A B7. A E minor 9 to E minor 9 to B7. B7 sharp 5. What he plays there? Yeah. What does he play there? Minor 9. The passing movement is like a flat 5 thing, so it's not that important. It's still the same idea of E minor to A minor, B7, B7 to E minor 7. B minor, is it altered? Sorry, B7 altered. B7. Oh Jesus, don't do that. It's straight E minor 7. That gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, 8 bars. 8 bars of harmony just to lay Biréli solo over. So we get 4 bars per line in the section. Because I'll come back and I will add chords to that head at some point. As with everything in life, at some point I'll get around to it. Feels like life is a forever series of I'll get around to it at the moment. But you know, a lot of us have a lot of time on our hands right now. A lot of time on our hands and no fucking income. I mean, that still works out, Connor. $2 Australian, that works out at just under £1. So it's still a tip. I do appreciate it. I do appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. Right. So with solo, let's get on to the no, sorry. So it's where is that? It's on beat second. Well, I don't like the term second beat, but it's second beat technically. Oh, whoops. Fuck's sake, apparently I can't hear changes. Can't hear. One, two, three. Don't know how I feel about that. Would you put it as 4 or yeah, I will write it like it's more like a lazy. Move my face out of the way, shouldn't I? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Lost for half the bar. Not at all, Abradolf Honkler. Don't you support me on Patreon? I feel like you support me on Patreon. I told you -7 sharp 5 I'd be back. You don't know anyone in this industry that works as hard as I do. That is a triplet. I don't like writing as a triplet, but I kind of have to because of the way he phrases it. That's nice. There's a lot more pull-offs in this than you would expect for a Gypsy, line or Gypsy player. Where does he play that? Sorry. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. I'm alright with it. Yeah! Jeff's online. I always appreciate the super chats. They makes me feel like people care. Not that, I mean, you tell a lie actually. The fact that you're watching my fucking videos tells me that you care. The fact that you comment tells me that you care. Oh no, not there. Did you play that there? Does shift up. Is that all 4 notes on the G? So rhythmically, this one he's floating a lot. I need to decide how I want to put it. Let me listen to this in context. That do that do that do that. 1 2 3 1. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'll put it like that. Sorry. I'm not crazy on the 16th triplet, but I will keep it as that, just for now. Okay, so there's an offset triplet, which obviously rhythmically does exist, but they're a fucker to play. So there's this repeating motif of and if you look at this melody that he plays, the rhythm is where these notes fall. And here's me not drinking any whiskey at all. Ba 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 ba. Ba ba ba. Same rhythm, basically. Ba 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 ba. Does he? Ba ba ba. These rhythms kick my ass. I want to share my tone at the same time. Yeah. So, as I say, Jeff, like I think listening to this phrase, he obviously pushes and pulls with the rhythm a lot. He's real lazy with the rhythm. It sounds cool, don't get me wrong, but I think listening to it in a wider context, if we quantize that in our minds, it's so obvious that we've got this rhythm of bat ba da do dat da da do dat da da do dat da da do. Everything might push and pull by a hair either ahead of or before that, but at its very core, you have bat ba da boo bat ba da boo bat da da do da. That's what he was really playing, and then the only thing that complicates it is the trills that he adds on some of the notes. But dat da da do 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 dat. Yeah, and then there's a. Ba-ba. And as maybe unhappy. Ba ba ba. Is that what he plays? Yeah. Sorry, what was I saying there to Zero? As unhappy as you are with your transcription, man, what you have to focus on is this is one of the monthly transcription challenges for my Patreon guys, right? So the transcription challenges are sort of proposed for everybody that's on the $5 tier plus, right? So there's a bunch of guys. The $5 tier is obviously my most popular tier, but even just there with these names on screen, there must be about 45, maybe 50 names there, right? There should be 50 people at least. Just the 50 people there should have all transcribed this, or at least had a go at transcribing it. And you did. So that already puts you head and shoulders above everyone else. And I've seen your transcriptions this month. You are starting to get the bug, are you not? You're starting to really crave doing the transcription side of things. And you should, because it's great. It's really rewarding. Ba bo bo ba. So I'm simplifying the rhythm. Da do do da. So he rushes the hammer, but da bo do da. That's the phrase. Ba do ba ba bo bo ba. Repeats that top note. Da do da da. I'll put that as staccato because why not? Play that there. Ah. There we go. Ba 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 ba. Does he play it there? Does play it there apparently. Ba 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 ba. Da 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 ba ba. Sorry, but da ba ba ba. Do da da. Ba 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 ba. Ba ba. Yeah. Da 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 da. About these 40 plays there. Yeah. We've got a big jump. Let me read some comments. So, just think I had my flashback from when I finished my whiskey reserves the other day. I may or may not have called Levi a human marshmallow. Okay, fine. I mean, I've been called worse. Do you guys know how high an IQ you need to appreciate jazz? Yeah, good question, man. I'm trying to come up with a witty response, but it's a witty enough comment in the first place. Again, check back and have a listen in context. Didn't do enough of that. Yeah, so one of my top tips when you're transcribing is it's so easy to, like isolate a beat, especially when you're using a piece of software like Transcribe, to isolate a beat and slow it down to the point of removing the context, like to the point of misunderstanding what it was you're hearing. You'd be amazed that when you slow things down, your ear starts to play tricks on you, and you start to kind of justify what you need it to be to understand it rather than what it is. You know what I mean? Like you reappropriate it within the context of your understanding of rhythm. And yeah, sometimes a wider context is more is more useful to you. So okay, you have the Doco Lacho drum. I don't know what that is, but I should check it out. Yeah, I should absolutely check that out. Yeah, there is the problem, Zero. Like transcription, I think getting good at it is about focus, staying on track, doing the thing you need to do. You know, earlier when I was streaming and doing this transcription, I said I was going to come back, and I did because I have to, because like this isn't finished. I need to finish it. I've set this as a challenge, and it's a challenge for my patrons, but in reality, it's a challenge for me, isn't it? It was something that I wanted to transcribe. I thought it was cool, so I transcribed it. This isn't making me money. I think you're probably the only guy on Patreon. Oh, well, actually, minus 7 sharp 5, I guess, as well. But you're probably the only guy on Patreon that is going to really look at this transcription afterwards. So in the grand scheme of things, you know, it would be more profitable for me to do something else that's desirable. But the reason I'm ploughing on with this is because transcription isn't about, well, it's not always about the money. Of course, it's partially about the money because it's my job. I need to make a living doing it. But when I'm on a roll with something like this, like, and your comment would say you should focus on one thing, I have to, because I know the focus is the more important thing. The discipline is the important thing. Right. Worded that wrong. I do appreciate jazz and admire jazz musicians. I've just never really enjoyed it much, except for Stanley Jordan. That's a big jump. It's there. So. Ba 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 da ba. Da da ba da da ba da ba 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 da 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 do da do. Oh, that's cool. Ba da da. Whoops. Ba ba ba. Jurian, I used to love transcribing stuff, and watching you do it just reminded me. Thanks, Levi. You're very welcome, man. Do some transcribing again. It's great fun. Are Transcribe and Guitar Pro synchronized, like playing the transcription and seeing the video? No, but I can do that, but not. It's not like a program synchronization. I'll do that for you in a second, actually. Yeah. 1 2 3 1 2 3 da da da. So assuming the tempo is correct. Now, this will never be perfect in this particular setting because you have to remember that with these guys, they're not playing to a click track. So they might speed up, they might slow down. Well, let's find out there. So if I look at markers, compute tempo, we are at 241. That's, 241. That would be eighth notes. If I make this 1, bang on 120 actually. I think that if I line this up like this, they should play pretty in time with each other. Let's find out. So the video is a little bit faster. Let's go 2, 4, 3. We can get that though. He's still just a little bit faster than that. It's 2, 4, 4. The tempos are pushing and pulling a little bit. Now we're a whole eighth note ahead. We're literally an eighth note ahead now. That's all fallen out, but you get the idea. Yeah, so you can do that. You can do that. Let's have a look. I feel you there. Personally, I'm not a big fan of classical jazz either. However, a big fan of jazz fusion and gypsy jazz. That'd be a great point. Like I'm really not into modern jazz. I'm really not into modern jazz. Guys like Kurt Rosenwinkel don't do anything for me. But I am into bebop and like early. Obviously, I really like swing as well. But bop, hard bop. These are things that I'm kind of I dig. I don't like Pat Metheny apart from when he's playing more bop style stuff. And because of that, when I listen to like Mike Stern, I describe him as bop and roll, you know, because he's a fusion guy, but he takes all those bop influences and uses those in things. So I really dig that, and I love the gypsy jazz thing. That like just love it more than life. It's just so damn good. Yeah, the music's about what touches you, right? And I don't think that like you should ever have to justify the thing that you listen to. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. Brett Schultz is here from my modes video. Finally get it. Thanks, Levi. Awesome. That's fantastic, Brett. I'll be doing more videos on that, in future on the concept and trying to help train those sounds into your head. And so, Brett, if you got the modes thing, right, when we look at this transcription, I should be able to go to this section, right? And maybe you'll understand this now. When I listen to this... When I hear that, I'm hearing like a collection of sounds that come together to form one overall sound. You know what I mean? And that's a harmonic approach. Although he's playing a melody, when he plays that, I hear ba 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 ba, really focusing in on that B, ba 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 da da ba 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 ba. It's very dominant 7, as in if I click this note, this note, this note, this note, and this note, that's all a dominant 7 chord. That's a chromatic passing tone. And then this is the flat 9. So it's a 7 flat 9 sound. The only other thing, there's also a flat 6 in there. this 8th fret note, which really jumps out. So it's like a dominant 7, flat 9, flat 13 sound. Wouldn't say sharp 5, of course, because it also contains a 5th, so it's a flat 13. I don't think he plays the 4th at all, but yeah. So mode wise, this is kind of like Phrygian dominant, though he does also play the major 7, which is kind of cool. But it's always used as like an approach tone to the root. So from a modal perspective, this is classic Phrygian dominant sound. And yeah, that's, to me, that's what a mode sounds like. It sounds like that chord. Make sense? Hopefully makes sense. So -7 sharp 5, where you said that I dislike Frank's chromatic approach. No, I don't. I actually really like Frank's chromatic approach. It's just some of the things that he plays on. Like bebop isn't necessarily about the vocabulary, although the vocabulary is important, but it's about the context, isn't it? It's about the setting. It's about the chord changes. It's about playing melodies over chord changes. Whereas Frank will take the chromatic lines and play them in a modal context. And I'm on the Guitar Hour podcast soon with David Beebe and Tom Quayle, and we're talking about their criticism of the video that Brett is talking about there, where I talk about modes, and they fundamentally disagree with me. Not that I'm wrong, because ultimately we came to the same conclusion, which is my video is aimed at and pitched at people like Brett. My video is aimed and pitched at people that live in a world of functional harmony, whereas when you look at what David Beebe and Tom Quayle are really, really into, they are really into modal harmony. They're really, really into modes. And in modal harmony, that's as soon as you add function to modal harmony, you don't have modal harmony anymore. So when I say, what does a mode sound like, I'm talking about from a functional context, right? Whereas when they talk about what does a mode sound like, they're thinking as a static sound. So to Tom, Dan Smith is there. So Tom would say Phrygian dominant, and Tom. If Tom was talking about like Locrian, right? Tom is going to think of a Locrian, Phrygian scale as a sus4 flat 9 chord. Tom would think of that as like, what does Phrygian sound like? He'd say sus4 flat 9, and of course he's right. Like when you play that, that very much sounds like Locrian. But of course, the video that I did, if you were to play a sus4 flat 9 chord to me, and I were to improvise over it, the chord hasn't given me enough information to say straight Phrygian, because the sus4 flat 9 doesn't contain the third. So depending on how I'm feeling, I could quite easily. What does Branford Marsalis Wallace look like? Sorry, you took me aside there, Dan. I could quite easily play over a sus4 flat 9 chord. I could play Phrygian dominant. I could, because there's no third in the chord, right? So I could literally play that major third in there, and it wouldn't sound wrong. You know, it's gonna have a certain sound. So that makes sense. Anyway, let's keep going. I love bop more than anything, man. I genuinely, I wish I was a better bop player, but I'm not. I'm transcribing it so it can be played simultaneous to the recording. Do you always transcribe like this? How do you deal with minor tempo shifts? I don't. Public Enemy. The goal is never to have the transcription play along with the original thing. It's just nice when it can. My mind does work in mysterious ways, yeah. It's good to see Dan Smith back online. Have you gone and learned some Gypsy stuff yet, Dan? Right, let's get on with Biréli's solo. So where did we get up to? Got up to that line there, which was, I've got put it all the way back to the start, haven't I? We are in the solo, which was here. Oh no, we played the solo. Okay, we've got to here. I'm going to put that chromatic like ba ba da 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 da. I actually did a video just recently. Da da da. Da ba ba. You go down to the G string there. Yeah, just did a video just recently doing the Branford Marsalis video where he talks about what he's learned from his students there. They're completely full of shit. And it didn't seem to matter how much I did a take of this video. It always just felt a little bit long-winded, and it always just felt a little bit like I was steering into the cynicism rather than balancing my thoughts on that classic video. So I ended up not posting it. Little run of arpeggios. You know what? I'm actually looking at Ben Given's Django transcriptions right now. Oh yeah, man, yeah. If I'm thinking the same person as you, he wrote that excellent. Yeah, he did. He wrote that excellent book on Django's music, didn't he? Very good. Great quarantine music to work on. Yeah, I don't have perfect pitch. Public Enemy, no, not even close. Not even close. Da 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 da. See? Well, I can't have perfect pitch if I keep making mistakes like that. Da 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 da. Ba 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 ba. Da 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 da. But again, what I do have is very, very strong melodic recognition. Hearing that phrase, ba ba da da ba ba da ba da da ba da ba da 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 da. Honestly, that's a skill. That is a skill. That's absolutely a skill, and it takes time to develop it. And you should be developing that skill. It's crazy, right? Because I know there's some great players watching this stream right now, right? And they're looking at that like that's not a skill. And it's like, well, you forget that isn't a skill we always had. We've been playing so long now that this is a skill that we have. But if you're a teacher like myself and you work with students, you have to remember that this is a skill that a lot of them don't have, or they certainly haven't developed yet. To listen to a line once like that and go ba 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 da ba da ba ba da ba ba da ba da da, and I've instantly got recognition of that pitch, right? You know what I mean? I will make more videos on modes, Brett. Yeah, I will. What I find strange about Gambale's modes theory is that he plays an A minor over an F and G chords to explain the Aeolian mode when he's really playing F, Lydian, and G. No, that's incorrect. You're incorrect, Davey. You need to pay more attention to the video. You need to pay more attention to the video because he doesn't play it over an F and a G chord. He plays it over an F chord with an A in the bass, and he plays it over a G chord with an A in a bass. That's not an F chord, and that's not a G chord. You don't hear those as F chords and G chords, do you? What you've demonstrated there is the classic fundamental misunderstanding of modes. And this is the thing me and Tom and David talk about in the upcoming Guitar Hour podcast, because we're really talking about that exact thing, where people think they understand modes and they go, yeah, well, over this 1-6-2-5, C major, A minor, D minor, G7, I play C Ionian, and then I play A Aeolian, then I play D Dorian, then I play G mixed Lydian. It's like, well, technically, yes, you do, and there's no avoiding that. Like, that is what happens, but that's not how any players actually approach that stuff. That's not how it kind of fits in. You know what I mean? Frank's video, though, his Modes No More Mystery videos, is very good. I don't think it's the best way for teaching modes, and I do make fun of it a little bit on the upcoming Guitar Hour podcast thing. But the concept is still sound. Like, if you want to know what Phrygian sounds like, if you wanted to know what A Phrygian, what that as a sound, as what that mode sounds like. While Tom Quayle would say, well, you play A7 sus4 flat 9, and that's absolutely right. You will take, if you play A7 sus4 flat 9, that's a great modal chord for a Phrygian. But if you want to know what it sounds like in terms of chord progression, if you go, okay, well, A Phrygian is the third mode of the major scale. Yeah. Cool. So if I know it's the third mode of the major scale, what key would that mode come from? Well, A Phrygian would be found in the F major scale. Cool. So if we then take the 4 chord and the 5 chord in the key of F, which would be B flat and C, but then you play those chords, those triads, B flat and C, but you play them over an A bass note. The 4 and the 5 chord played over the modal bass note. So you would have, I'll play it for you. The guitar's not plugged in, but if I take a B flat triad and put an A in the bass, and then play a C with an A in the bass, sounds Phrygian. Whereas, like I say, Tom would play, how would he finger his sus4 flat 9 sound? Probably like, where was he? Would he play that? He would, wouldn't he? Yeah. And that's similar. Like, this is Tom, A7 sus4 flat 9. It's definitely a Phrygian sounding chord. But when you look at that, well, what is that? It's a G minor triad with an A in the bass, which is very similar to a B flat triad with an A in the bass. I think Tom's right. I think that actually sounds better. G minor with an A in the bass sounds better than B flat with an A in the bass. But yeah, don't miss that key detail. Who was that? Public Enemy. Don't miss that key detail when you're talking about the modal stuff. Mine 7 Chart 5 went through all of the modal course on Gambali's website. Good. Guess who did the transcriptions? Good songs in Locrian mode? Nah, it don't work like that. Oh, and Brett Schultz. Yeah, I give private lessons, man. Of course I give private lessons. In fact, there's a link to my Patreon in the description. You can support me over there, and at the $50 tier, you get a monthly lesson. You can book private lessons. You can book one-on-one private lessons as and whenever you want. Just reach out to me and let me know. But at that $50 tier, you get one lesson a month, one private hour-long lesson a month. You get access to my monthly study club stream, which I'll be doing hopefully tomorrow. I'm looking at Jerry Bergonzi's first cellular book, which is good fun. We're going to do a private stream for the study club plus guys. Go through that book, talk about practice methods and all of that stuff. You get access to the credits roll, as in you get on that. You get access to download transcriptions from my Patreon page, and you get access to my private Facebook group. So if you would like to book a lesson and you want to support the channel and do all those other things, be like these people. Wrong page. There we go. Right, back on it. I will read more comments in a second. I just want to get some of this transcribed. Oh, so it's like a similar melody. Ba da ba ba da ba 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 da. Ba da 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 ba da 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 da. Fuck. Da 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 ba. Did he play that? He doesn't. He shifts down on the high E string. And then we got the same ba ba da boo da 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 do da 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 do da 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 do da. Whose name isn't on the list? Public Enemy. That ba ba bo. That melody, da 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 ba 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 ba. That's bebop. That's a bebop melody. Ba 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. He actually hits the G sharp there. I'm going to put that grace note in there. He does pull off all the way down. Another bop line. Let me read these comments. What have I missed? I like both methods, Levi. Yours is very nice from a one chord vamp to illustrate a mode, like C13 sharp 11 for a Lydian flat 7 mode, but for progressions, Frank's method is great. I feel actually when you listen to me and Tom and David talk about it, you'll see that actually the reason I do my thing the way I do my thing is actually, the more I think about what you said there, I actually fundamentally disagree with what you're saying. Frank's method is great, but a lot of what Frank does is modal harmony, whereas my method of doing things is about chord progressions. My method of doing things is about functional harmony. So I think you're looking at my method backwards. I think you're looking at it and saying like a C13 sharp 11 for a Lydian flat 7 mode. You're absolutely right. That, if I see C13 sharp 11, that tells me Lydian flat 7. Right. I don't disagree with you on that. But when I look at a chord progression, the chords tell me what I have to play over them. If I look at this chord progression that we're looking at here, what is the chord progression that he plays there? So E minor 7. Well, cool. I can play Dorian over that. It's not told me enough to not play Dorian over that, But when it goes to this A minor after that, okay, well, between these two chords, this tells me that this is Aeolian. This is like a natural minor sound to it. Then we've got a B7. This B7 is often played with a flat 6. So what am I going to play over this? Well, it's an altered chord. It functions. This is a 7 flat 9 chord. It's a 7 flat 9 flat 13 chord in function. So I'm going to play Phrygian dominant over that because, again, it resolves to the 1 chord. So I'm going to play that resolving to like an Aeolian sound over this because that's what the chord is telling me. And again, here where I see 7 sharp 5, I always say 7 sharp 5, but really it's kind of 7 flat 13. So again, it's that same principle. It's a 7 flat 9, 7 13, a 7 sharp 5 flat 9, or it's an altered chord, so I'm going to play Phrygian dominant over it. The chord is telling me what to play. When I look at a chord progression, and someone says to me like, "Oh, Levi, this chord progression here, right? This D minor major, D minor 9 flat 5. So there's a D minor 9 flat 5 going to a G 13 flat 9." Going to a C diminished 7, going to a C major 13 sharp 11. What do I play over that? And, that's an odd question to me because the chords tell you what to play. Over the D minor minor 9 flat 5, play D minor 9 flat 5. That's a sound. That is an actual sound. It comes from Locrian natural 2, but that is a sound. D minor 9 flat 5. Like, play that sound. G13 flat 9, what do you play over that? G13 flat 9. The chord is telling me exactly what to play. Play a 13 flat 9 sound. Again, I can extrapolate upon that and say, okay, G13 flat 9, well, I think of that as being a diminished sound, so I could play the half-whole diminished scale over that. That will work. But G13 flat 9, it tells me what to play. C diminished 7, what do I play over that? Play C diminished 7, it's telling you what to play. Now again, if you want to expand upon that, you could play the diminished scale, you could play whole half diminished, C whole half diminished, and that will work. And then same principle, when it goes to the C major 13 sharp 11, what do you play over that? I play C major 13 sharp 11, it's telling me to play that. Now again, I can strip that back and say, okay, well, what that is the Lydian mode, but the chords in the progression tell me what to play. So I feel that my way of doing things is very progression based. It's about functional harmony. Ooh. Brett says, do you have to look at, will tell me what notes are flat and sharp in the corresponding mode? I can write them all out for you. Lagrène isn't used as a tonal center. It's a transition mode of -7 flat 5 chords. Yep, that is true. Oh yeah, we didn't get an answer to that one. Whose name's not on the list? We never got an answer to that. Whose name's not on the list? Public Enemy. You can't DM on YouTube anymore. They took away the DMs. Oh, Abradolf Honkler makes a great point. Army of Me, a tonal center is very much Lagrène. Someone's been watching, what's his name? David Bennett Piano, the YouTube channel. Good YouTube channel. Anyway, let me carry on with the transcription. I say let me carry on like you're stopping me. Like... Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Da da da. Ba da ba. I don't know, Chris. You tell me. Ba ba ba. Now he does sort of hammer. Ba da da. Right, you need to understand. I understand what it is you're asking. Actually, I do understand what it is that you're asking. I'm going to write it out for you, mate. I think that'd be the easiest way to do it. Right, so. Can I do this? Let's have a look. Okay, nobody type anything. Okay. You'll notice I didn't list them. I did not list those in the order they appear in the major scale, right? Of course, in the major scale, they appear as Ionian, then Dorian, then Phrygian, and then Lydian, then Mixolydian, then Aeolian, then Locrian. Complicated names, right? I didn't list them in that order. I listed them in terms of their darkness, right? So Ionian is your starting point, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, where you can actually make the scale brighter by sharpening the fourth. So actually, I've put Lydian right at the top. But if you start at Lydian and work your way down that, what you're going to find is each time only one thing changes. So Lydian, if you flatten the fourth, you get Ionian. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or major. If you take the major scale and flatten the 7, you get Mixolydian. If you take the Mixolydian scale, flatten the 3, you get Dorian. If you take the Dorian scale, flatten the 6, you get Aeolian. If you take Aeolian and flatten the 5, you get Phrygian. If you take Phrygian and flatten the 2, you get Locrian. Like, yeah. And as Chris points out, then you end up down Lydian 1 semitone down again. But no, at no point in this have I said Mixolydian sharp 1, so we're still winning. Oh, okay, so maybe you haven't seen that video. You should. I'm sure it's David Bennett Piano. He talks about that song and it being Locrian. And a really great demonstration of it. Good song, that. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 da ba. It's Malmsteen. Da 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 da. Full line. Da da. Let's try that again. Do you jump up? I can't. G. Ba. That's the lowest my voice goes. Ba. And even then I struggle. Ba. I can't consistently sing a G. On the best day of my life, I can sing. I'm doing my best here. On the best day of my life, I can sing a G. Yeah. Did I make a mistake in there? Did I make a mistake in there somewhere? I did, didn't I? Sorry. I did make a mistake in there. I typed those so unbelievably fast. Yeah, I typed that so unbelievably fast that I made a mistake in there. Phrygian, of course, you are absolutely right. Phrygian has a flat 2, not a flat 5. That's embarrassing. Let's pretend that didn't happen. Yeah. Pressure. Then he goes into the this is like the B section. So we're almost done with this. We're almost done with this. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Da da da. Sorry, ba ba ba. Major 7. Ba 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 ba. Da 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 da. Da ba ba. Oh, did he drop? It sounds like he jumps. He goes for the 10, he doesn't hit it. Sorry. Da ba 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 ba. Da 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 ba. Da ba ba. Da ba ba ba. Diminished. Nada. Da 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 da. Ba ba ba. Da ba ba ba. And he'll play the same basic idea. What have we got going on here? You're very welcome, Brett. You're very welcome, mate. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. Thank you for obviously you watched the that one modes video and have decided to come back for more. I appreciate that. That means a lot. Yeah. So g'day, Chris. Bushfires. I didn't go out. My baby. Vegemite. I mean, Connor, that's really funny actually when I think about it, because Connor, you've been living in Australia for almost a year now, and now the day you come back home, now you're making fun of the Aussies. Now I imagine he'll play this the same. Let's do ba 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 ba. Oh no, he doesn't. Okay. Let's put that first button, because copy paste is our friend. Ba 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 doesn't actually hit that, but I'm going to put it into mute. Comb over my transcription, being more aware of this in context. We'll post up in group later tonight. Fantastic. So for everyone that isn't involved in the comment section, but are still watching, Zero is talking about his transcription of this. He has transcribed this as part of my monthly Patreon transcription challenge. And yeah, good on him. He'll be posting that up in our private Facebook group, which currently has 180 members. Join us. You can join us for as little as $1. I'm going into sales pitch mode. $1. Who's going to miss $1? And the joy you'll get in return. Fantastic. The joy you'll get knowing that you're supporting my hard work and stopping my family from being homeless. Okay. So rhythmically this is all over the place, right? This would be where I'd run away and pretend that I didn't hear him do it. I'm going to quantize this heavy actually. Da 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 ba ba ba. Da ba ba ba. That's definitely on the beat. So I'm going to ram that in 5. Ba ba. Da 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 da, and then triplet. Da ba 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 da da. Triplet on the end. Da 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 da. Ba 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 ba, and then does he? Now it's what I'm going to do here is I'm just gonna put that in because that's the intention. You know what I mean? Like it's not the MIDI won't play right, but that's the intention. Your tremolo picking the 5 and sliding down the neck. Make sense? Aye, you've supported me on Patreon, have you not, Abradolf Honkler? So I mean the 50, yeah, the 50 is also appreciated, and our lessons are fun. I thoroughly enjoy our lessons, man. I keep wanting to name you, and I'm trying not to because obviously you've chosen to call yourself Zero. So. Yeah, Honkler, when you signed up to Patreon, you will have been sent a link to my Facebook page. But also, if you just look for Levi Clay Patreon group on Facebook, there is a page that you can join. And assuming you tell me who you are when you go to enter the group and answer the questions, I can check that you're on Patreon or YouTube VIP. Then you can join. You are more than welcome. I think that's probably all we're going to get done today, because I am going to be back tomorrow night streaming me transcribing Joshua Stefan's solo. So let's listen to what we've got, and I'll take questions. I'll drink some more of this. Look at this monstrosity. So I've lived in Scotland for 5 years now, and I've never drunk this stuff. Why would you? Look at it. It's bubblegum flavoured juice, right? But I've seen a YouTuber just recently. He's an English guy, and he's been doing lots of these budget food challenges, like surviving for 2 days on £2, or 1 day on £1, which sounds not that difficult, right? But when you're trying to eat 3 balanced meals for £1, that's astonishing. He does a great job. Anyway, he also does weird things in cans, not just drinks, but like chicken in a can and stuff like that, right? And I was scrolling through his playlist, and I saw on there he had Mars bubblegum. And I was like, that's not weird, is it? Like, you buy that everywhere. But I guess to the rest of the world, the idea of bubblegum flavoured soda is, or bubblegum flavoured pop, depending on where you're from, is an alien concept, right? So he drank this and he was talking about how it tastes, and I was like, I can't believe I've never actually had that. And my wife said it's disgusting, don't bother. Well, I was in the shop today and I saw it and I thought, you know what, let me give it a try. And exactly as this guy says in these YouTube videos, it smells like bubblegum. Then when you drink it, it doesn't taste of bubblegum. It just tastes of sweetness. Like, it just fills your mouth with sweetness, but there's like a bubblegum aroma to it. So after you've drunk it, like I just have there, now when I breathe in and that air goes over my tongue, it sort of stimulates my tongue in a way that my breath kind of tastes like bubblegum. And the juice itself is terrible. I would not ever recommend it or buy it ever again. But it's all I have to hand, so. And as Dan says, yes, Joshua is a beast. A beast. Chord question, Levi. I encountered this in a transcription. 54674 EADGBE. Let's have a look. Let's play it. Dr. Pepper's fantastic. What are you talking about, James? Actually, they changed the recipe over here and it's not great anymore. Let's have a look. 5, 4, 6, 7. I mean, you'd never play that, would you? Surely you'd never play that. It's like a major 9 chord. But it's also a flat 9 in there. I guess you could look at it and say, well, maybe this is the root of the chord. But then if you do that, then this is like a flat 5. No, that's a mess. I don't like it. Ooh. That's funny. It's funny because my wife says I drive her to drink. Obviously, that's a joke. My wife doesn't drink. She's might be Scottish and a cliche, but she doesn't drink. Right, let's take a listen to this transcription and see what we've got. So. Here we go. Nice. That's me done for the night. 3 hours this evening I've spent transcribing this thus far, and I will be back tomorrow night to get this one finished off, and then it will get uploaded for my patrons. Actually, let me save this. It's annoying actually because I have 2 folders for Patreon stuff now. I've got one just for Patreon. I also now have a YouTube VIP, which is the same thing. You can still access all of the transcriptions, but you can't. With Patreon, I can upload the files to Patreon, so patrons can download them. Whereas with the YouTube VIP stuff, you can't upload stuff to YouTube, so I have to have them in a public Dropbox folder for them to access. So that's fun. Not that I'm sure you don't care. Made in France is called. Also, no, I'll just leave it in that one folder for now. I'll upload it for everybody, for all of my patrons, when I've got the full thing transcribed. Okay, why don't we just to finish up, we'll listen to Joscha Stefan solo. Give you guys an opportunity to throw in any final comments that you might have, any questions, comments, concerns, thoughts, and ideas. Yeah. Colin's last stand. Colin's last stand. Colin's last stand. What's the word I'm looking for? Easter egg? I don't know. I'm fucking tired, alright? Leave me alone. Right, so we got up to here. There's a couple of moments in that I just need to make reference to, because when I was in the stream earlier, I talked about how right. So every point in the harmony, every time this melody, this chord progression has been played, that is obviously supporting the melody. It just goes to a minor chord here. But on this particular instance, Biréli doesn't play that. He plays a diminished chord. Look. There. Is it diminished? Right? When he does that, watch Josho's reaction to it. Like, he's listening, he's reacting, they are playing off each other. Plays unexpected chord. Watch his reaction. He's just smiling. He's like, what? Beautiful. Beautiful moment. Caught on camera. And something similar happens in the second. I can't remember what it is. Again, while I was listening to it, he plays an interesting chord and Joshua reacts to it. And that's cool. There. That chord, and that is a diminished chord, right? Look at his face here, okay? No reaction to it because he's not expecting it. But as soon as the chord happens, watch his face. Reaction, right? He's listening and he's reacting to the things that happen. It's fucking magic. It genuinely is a magical moment because it demonstrates the fact that they're listening to each other. They are listening and reacting to each other. That is fucking cool. So, yeah, there you go. I got to nerd out about that last little bit. Right. So, Mr. Iron says, what software do you use to transcribe the music? No need to shout, mate. No need to shout. So, on the left, I am using a piece of software called Transcribe. I can provide you a link to that. Ooh. Right. I should probably make a new video talking about this. So there is the software. That is a link to purchase the software Transcribe. That's what I use for the music transcription. That's an affiliate link. If you purchase via that link, I get 25% of the sale. So another great way to support the channel. The notation software that I was using is, where is it? It's Guitar Pro 7. I'm using Guitar Pro 7. It's not the best piece of software, but it functions. So yeah. Right, let me keep going. So the Gilbert-esque line that he throws in the solo makes you giddy. Yeah, I mean, like me growing up, that's obviously like Paul Gilbert, but actually with a little bit more experience in the world, it's probably Al Di Meola, isn't it? Thank you very much, Brett. No pressure. I wasn't trying to push you there. It was just because you were asking about lessons, and that's the best way to do that. So weirdly, the fact that it's on acoustic instruments makes it more beautiful. Not sure why. Yeah, I know what you mean. Take care of yourselves and each other out there, guys. Try to resist the urge to partake in orgies. I mean, my life is a constant series of resisting the urge to partake in orgies, so I'll do my best, mate. I've done so well so far. Chris says it's amazing what can happen when you listen to each other. Yeah, man. Yeah, guitar players are terrible at it, right? But we have to like listen. We have to listen and react, right? Thank you very much, Peter. I love your comment, so that works. My7Sharp5 says, what jazz standards do you like? I assume Olio and Cherokee. So I have deep-rooted fears around the song Olio. Because I had to do that on a jazz gig once, and the drummer counted it in way faster than I was expecting it to. I was expecting a sort of mid-tempo type thing. So like a 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4, and of course Olio's not usually played that slow. He didn't. He went 1, 2, a 1, 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4, and I shat my pants and barely played a note for the entire song. But of course now with a bit more experience under my belt, Olio, I do quite like Olio, of course, because it is a rhythm changes tune. And rhythm changes tunes are always nice. Contrafacts are nice. Any tunes that are based on the changes for other tunes are nice. So contrafacts. Let me be clear. Contrafacts isn't a song. Contrafact isn't a song. A contrafact is a musical progression that is repeated often. So if you look at like Charlie Parker's Blues for Alice, I like Blues for Alice. That's a nice chord progression. You get the idea. Yeah, he went mega up. But yeah, so I do like Cherokee. Actually, yeah, I do really like Cherokee. That's probably one of my favorite standards. Actually, the more I think about it, standards do I like to play? I mean, it's been a long time since I've sat and played standards. To be honest, I'm just not a jazz guy anymore. And when I am, it's like I was going to say modern. It's more blues fusion-y tunes, like classic blues fusion tunes. Anthropology. I like a lot of Parker tunes. I like a lot of Parker tunes. Anything where there's just fast changes, just really, but fast functional changes. You know what I mean? Those are the types of things that really grab me. I didn't think that I liked Cherokee as a standard until I heard Jimmy Rosenberg, the Jimmy Rosenberg recording on the Jimmy Rosenberg Trio album. That's played really fast, and it just grabbed me. It just went, whoa, hello, you are very good, sir. And ever since then, like that tune's just been kind of stuck in my ear. So yeah, you're very welcome, Mr. Iron. Close me, Levi. Close the sale. I mean, I've got to. Yeah, I do have to continue to make a living. Unfortunately, I hate having to do the sales pitch thing because it feels so hollow. But now more so than ever, I do unfortunately have to do the sales pitch. Let me continue the sales pitch. Huge thank you to my supporters over on Patreon. The named people here are people that are keeping me going. Oh, and Abradolf Honkler, his name is on there. I just noticed that. Your name is on there. Well done. Your name is on there, so you should definitely be in the Facebook group, should you not? There he is, Honkler, right there. With an extra special thanks to Chris Motes, who is my top tier patron for the month. Thank you very much for your support, buddy. It has made a huge difference in this month where most of my income has disappeared. So thank you very much. You are very cool. If that doesn't appeal to you, then you can always head on over to Amazon and have a look at one of my books. I have what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8, and we have a new one coming out very shortly that's a compilation of all of my slide books in one. So if that appeals to you, please do go and check them out. It's always a huge help in these uncertain times. What are my thoughts on Richie Kotzen playing without a pick now? I mean, he's been playing without a pick for years now. He was not playing with a pick when I was still living in London. So, yeah. Fair play to him. I never really thought of Richie as being a great picker. I'm not saying he's a bad picker. Don't get me wrong. I'm a terrible picker as well. So I'm not putting the guy down, but I love the restraint that playing with your fingers added to his playing and the kind of direction that it forced him to take. So yeah, but to be completely honest, I'm not really a big fan of Richie Kotzen's music. So Dan says, reminds me of the photoshopping podcast art cover of your face soon. Looking forward to that. Here. Oh, you're photoshopping a podcast art cover of my face soon. Yeah, for the Guitar Hour podcast. Cool. I've been playing a little bit, so for the longer, I do really like Got a Match. I've been playing a little bit of Spain just recently. There was a very, very long time where I didn't like the tune Spain. And the reason for that, I know this is going to sound really ridiculous, but the reason for that is it was a YouTube fusion tune. You know what I mean by that? Like, there are videos of like Rick Graham and George Marius playing Spain, and as soon as like Rick Graham did something, it became the flavour that everyone had to have a go at. And so, like Tom Quayle, Tom was probably doing it a little bit before, and obviously he was jamming with Rick a lot. So before you knew it, suddenly everyone needed to be doing a cover of Spain and soloing over Spain. So it just became a melody that really did my head in. Every time I heard it, it's like, oh, here we fucking go again. So that one put me off. Standards that I like are more, annoyingly, like I say, like I'm really into Mike Stern. Mike Stern's a big influence on me. So tunes like, obviously I'm going to say Chromosome, but actually I think songs like Gossip. I like the Mike Stern tune Gossip. I like the tune Chatter. I like Tipitinas. Like, I think those are all really nice standards, but when it comes to solo, and they don't really have any changes, right? So, and Dan agrees with me. Every fucker was playing Spain. There was just a point where everyone was playing it, and it just ruined the tune for me. And it kind of like, when I was younger and first starting to get into jazz, like, I discovered giant steps, as everybody did, right? Before I even played jazz or even listened to jazz, actually, because I did classical music. I was classically trained to a degree, I guess. While I was at college doing music, which was all classical music, one of the guys in my class was a saxophone player, and he was really into jazz, and he knew that I was really into the more technical side of rock and metal. So he came in one day and burnt a CD for me, and he burnt a copy of Giant Steps, and he said, "You should check this out. You'll probably enjoy it because you're into all of that shredding stuff." And I checked it out and thought it was really fucking cool, right? So, for the longest time, Giant Steps was a cool tune. And then I saw the classic Joe Pass. It's live at the MI Musicians Institute. It's on his Evening with Joe Pass video. And he talks about the song Giant Steps, right? And somebody says, to ask him about Giant Steps, and Joe makes a joke at the expense of Giant Steps. And I didn't really understand it at the time, but I totally understand it now, which is he said, Petrucci Forum standards, amazing. Joe Pass didn't say that. He said, the thing with Giant Steps is like when someone asks you to play Giant Steps, they don't really know what they're asking for. They're like they've all heard of the tune, so it's like, yeah, I remember Giant Steps. Yeah, play Giant Steps. And it's a lot of work, like playing Giant Steps is a lot of work. So Joe would always play it as a bossa, like a bossa nova tune. In fact, he plays it on Virtuoso No. 2, which is my favourite Joe Pass album. It's the first tune on there, and he plays like a solo guitar bossa nova rendition of Giant Steps, which I thought was really cool. And what happened with that is, because Giant Steps is just one of those tunes that everybody has to be able to play to show off how good they are, it just became one of those tunes that every motherfucker played, and therefore I got tired of fucking hearing it. So yeah, standards are an iffy one for me, because if I hear too much of it, if it becomes flavour of the month, it really puts me off playing it. It really puts me off a tune. Here's one for you, the fusion one. This one's got some actual changes in it though. I mentioned it before on a stream, so this won't be news to Minor 7 Sharp 5, but Tribal Tech on the album Nomad, they have a tune called Tunnel Vision, and it was written by Gary Willis, and that is a really fucking cool, really, really cool standard. The head is really, really fucking great, and then the changes, the chord changes in it are really fucking good. So yeah, that's one I'd recommend checking out. Tunnel Vision, that's a really cool tune. What are my thoughts on Guthrie Govan? One of the most fantastic guitar players that I've ever had the pleasure of seeing. Obviously, this accent, I say I live in Scotland, but I'm not Scotland born and bred. I grew up down south, and there was a long period of my life where I used to go and see Guthrie play every week in the basement in Chelmsford. And it was just the most phenomenal guitar playing that you'd ever see. Just the most phenomenal guitar playing you're ever going to see. Just as simple as that. And this is back in the day when it cost £5 to get in, and there would be 12 people there. Like no one cared. And I was like, we used to drive out to this show, right? And there was room in the car. There was room in the car with us, right? So I would say to everybody I knew, hey guys, there's 3 seats in the car. You want to come? You can come and see this amazing guitar player for £5. And no one cared. No one fucking cared. And as Guthrie's career went up and up and up, the ticket price on the basement got a little bit more expensive. And every time you go down, a few more people would be there. And eventually it got to the point where the urge to go disappeared. Because it used to be me sitting down on a chair, 2 meters away from Guthrie, drinking beer and listening to that band play some amazing tunes. Big fan. I'm not a fan of the Aristocrats, and I'm not a fan of a big fan, I should say, of his solo album. But him in a jazz fusion band context, i.e. the Fellowship, just those formative years of me going out and seeing those guys was massively influential on me. Massively influential. So yeah. Petrucci Forms, I love that. Stella by Starlight. Problem with Stella by Starlight is the first chord on it. It's a minor 7 flat 5, so game over. Emily Remler mentions it on one of her videos as well. Something all the guys are trying to master. Yeah. I'd like to see something. I will like to see something from Derek Taylor or Scott Michoud. So Derek was never a huge influence on me. In terms of his music, but I absolutely loved Scott Michoud's Omnidirectional record. And there's actually a follow-up to that few people know about called Chronic Insomniac. I also have. That one's garbage. Omnidirectional is a great record, though. I can't really transcribe stuff like that, though, because that would mean using a recording owned by a record label on my YouTube channel, which will result in the video being claimed for copyright. Which is an issue. You may notice a correlation between the videos that I choose to use and the ones that I don't. I always transcribe live videos because record labels don't own those. So you just have less trouble with those. So I really need live clips. And obviously when it comes to Scott Michoud, he's an interesting fucking character, man. Like there's a story there and no one really wants to talk about it, but that guy's got his issues, and there are not enough videos of him for me to really be able to do that, and it's a shame because I'd love to do something from Omnidirectional. I mean, it's probably beyond my ability because he's just something else entirely, but you know what I mean. Yep, Guthrie does get upset when people film with telephones in concerts. That's absolutely true. Which famous guitar player have you met that was an absolute prick? That seems so unfair because you know that if you ask that question from me of all people, I'm going to give you an honest answer. And there are 2 answers to that. One is Robin Ford. When I met Robin, he was an absolute prick. I interviewed him and I was really excited about it because Robin was a big influence on me, and we took all of our guitars and everything, amps, got everything amped up, made sure everything was set up for him so he could come in, he'd have his guitar and he'd be able to play. And I'm obviously also set up so I can play chords behind you or whatever, and I prepare for interviews like that. I make sure I know 5 or 6 of their tunes that they play often, so if they want to play something, a little lick, a solo or whatever, I'm good to go. And I sat down and was like, are you good to go? Are you good to play? And he said, I don't really feel like playing. And his the PR guy said, oh, Robin, come on, this is a guitar magazine thing. You'd play something. And Robin was like, go get me my acoustic guitar. It's like, what? No one said he play acoustic guitar. But he did. He sat down for half an hour, right? Had no point in me having a guitar. And all he wanted to talk about was songwriting and playing acoustic stuff. And while it was nice to get to sit down with Robin, the thing that really kind of set it in stone for me was at the end of the interview, he stood up and said to his PR guy, where did that acoustic guitar come from? And the guy said, "Oh, it's a rental from whichever company." And Robin said, "Oh, it's garbage. I can't play that." It's like, why didn't you just pick up your fucking electric guitar that was just there then? So that was a shame. And I've certainly heard other accounts of people meeting Robin and him not being massively accommodating to them. So Robin was one, and the other one was Adam D and Joel Strozel from Killswitch Engage. I just interviewed them, and they were absolute assholes. They did not want to be interviewed. I prepare for interviews, so I'm interviewing Adam and I'm asking him questions. And I'm like, really thought out questions talking about production, because I know it's something he's passionate about. But sometimes you interview people and they just don't want to play ball. So you ask these really long questions that they can really get their teeth into and give them an opportunity to talk about themselves, and maybe questions that they don't get all the time. So you sort of set them up and you say, so could you talk to us a little bit about that? And then when they turn around and say, nah, not really. Like, you've just ruined the entire vibe. And also, dude, I've got to interview Trivium as well, like, in a minute. So, like, time is fucking short. I'd really appreciate it if this time that we had together doing this, if you made it worth our while, because I've travelled a long fucking way and I've waited hours and hours and hours for you guys to get your shit in order so we could come in and get this done. This is my job, so stop making my life fucking difficult. I'm trying to give you some press here. I actually just ended that interview mid-interview and walked out of the room, and my the cameraman I was working with, said to me, "What did you do that for? That was a disaster." And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "You just walked out." And I was like, "Oh, they were wasting our time. We've got a limited amount of time. Like, I want to make our day worthwhile. We might as well get Trivium before they go on stage." Fortunately, I interviewed Trivium and they were really nice guys. So there you go. I can't help myself. Sometimes I have to tell a story like that. Chris, I've never met him, unfortunately. Or fortunately, I should say. I heard a sad story about Sean Lane from my guitar teacher. He'd last gig in Amsterdam at the conservatory. During his gig, he got removed by a conservatory teacher because the teacher thought he sounded like shit. No way. That can't be fucking true. No fucking way. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. And awful. Yeah. Is there an easy way to get guitars from a guitar company to test and do reviews for a channel, or be sponsored for discounts or free? Yeah, man. Get an audience. Simple as that. Get an audience. Simple as that. I'm just going to keep saying it. Simple as that. You have to have an audience. If you've not got an audience, endorsements are a mutually beneficial business relationship. My YouTube channel has 30,000 subscribers, right? There are companies that want to send their guitars to me so I can use them in videos. In fact, my podcast is sponsored by Ormsby Guitars, right? But there are companies that want to send me guitars that I'm just not interested in, and I'm not going to name names because I don't want to give negative press to people. But if your company makes products that I don't really like, that I don't love, I'm not going to play them in front of my audience and tell them about them and pretend that I do. Not for free guitar, not for a free guitar, and not even for money, because integrity means more to me. So the fact that I play so many different brands of guitars tells you that I like the ones that I do play. I like my Mayonnaise guitars a lot. I like my Ormsby guitar a lot. But you've probably seen me play this. My Fender Telecaster, right? It's a Mexican, believe it or not. And I probably play that more than anything. I have no business relationship with Fender whatsoever. No business relationship with Fender whatsoever. I have a relationship with Mayonnaise. I have a relationship with Ormsby. I've had relationships with Sur guitars in the past, and technically I still have a relationship with Vigier. I keep my red Vigier in the house. I love that guitar. It's still like my baby. The fact that I play all of those tells you that I genuinely love them. Now, I could point you in the direction of some YouTube channels, some YouTube guys that will play whatever they get paid to play. And they don't love it, but they'll still try and sell it to you because apparently that's acceptable. And I don't think it is. So there's your answer. You have to get an audience. And you have to make sure that audience trusts you. It's important. So, yeah. Maybe one day we can chat one-to-one. Right, where am I at? I've done an hour and a half. Oh, shit, hour and 44. Right, guys, I genuinely am going to head now. So thank you very much for tuning in. Like I say, I will be back tomorrow night. Oh, Jesus. 1 o'clock in the morning. I've still got transcription work to do. And I've got to teach at 10 o'clock in the morning. Oh, this is going to be rough. I could go to bed now, but I just won't, will I? Because that's not what I do. And I'm wide awake and I need to do stuff. Vocals of me. I have no relationship with Charvel guitars. I like some of the Charvels I've played. I don't dislike any of the Charvels, but it's just not enough. I've not played enough of them to form enough of an opinion. You know what I mean? Like, I can't say anything bad about them. The ones I've played have been absolutely fine. So yeah. Anyway, goodbye. Much love. See you soon. Goodbye. Tomorrow.